So let us start with prayers. All of you unmute and say Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Okay, now Sia, just sing harekrishna three times.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Very nice. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Now before we start the topic specifically on knowledge, okay, what knowledge is and all that, before that let's try to understand who we are, our identity. Although we are going to take up this in detail in our future classes, later classes, okay, but today we'll touch on this topic of who am I, okay, because then it will connect with the topic of knowledge taken today. Just a minute. Sadhya has joined. Hare Krishna Sadhya.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, म्यूट पे रखना, ठीक है? हमने क्लास स्टार्ट कर ली है. Are you able to see the PPT, all of you? Yes, Arav?
Yes, Mataji, I can see.
Okay, you can see, na? ठीक है. So before, I was saying that before we begin with the topic of knowledge, we'll little bit, very briefly talk about who am I, because then we'll be able to actually connect with that topic. Okay, so there are certain aspects which we are going to cover in later classes, future classes, which are shown in the right side. Okay, in this. So just certain simple questions. I would request all of you to think about these basic questions that are mentioned in this slide. The first is, am I this body? Am I this hand? Am I this face? Am I the mind? Okay. Now look at the hexagonal shape here on the right side, which talks about intuitive knowledge. Can you all see here? Can you all see this? Intuitive knowledge. What is written here? That we say my body, my hand, my face, my mind. Just connected with these questions on the left hand side. Do we say I body, I hand, I face, I mind? Do we ever say this? We don't say, right? We say my body, my hand, my face, my mind. So that means I'm different from body and mind. I'm different from my body. I'm different from my hand. I'm different from my face, and I'm different from my mind. Right? You all agree? So now, with this first set of questions, we can understand that, okay, I'm not this body, I'm not this hand, I'm not this face, and I'm not this mind. Now the question arises, if I'm not these things, these entities, then who am I? Right? I'm not this body or hand or mind or face. But then who am I? So spiritual knowledge tells us about our identity, and that is I am spirit soul. And you would agree, all major religions in the world, they agree to this basic, identification of all living entities, that we are spirit souls. Christianity, they say soul. Sanatan Dharma, we say Atma. Islam, they say Ruh, right? These are the major religions across the globe, and they all agree with the existence of the soul. Okay? Now, the figure on the right hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These 5 diamond shaped figures around this. The center figure, that is knowledge about the soul. These 5 diamonds, they represent the different aspects, the different ways we can understand the existence of the soul. Okay, so I will briefly talk about these, although we are going to pick them in our As I said, we are going to pick them in the future classes. But currently, I'll briefly, within 5 minutes, I will talk about these 5, the points that are given in these 5 diamond shapes. So first is who sees and hears. So think of a living body and think of a dead body. Now, dead body also has eyes. Dead body also has ears, right? But can dead body see or hear? Tell me, Sadhya.
No, Mataji.
Okay. So that means when I'm seeing something or I'm hearing something, it's not that my eyes and my ears can independently see and hear, right? So let me phrase it again. If I'm seeing something or I'm hearing something, so it is not that the eyes and ears, which are part of this body, they are seeing and hearing. No, I am seeing and hearing through my eyes and through my ears, right? Eyes and ears are just the organs in the body or the sense organs in the body through which I am seeing and hearing. But who is seeing and hearing? It is not the eyes and ears. It is I. I am seeing and hearing. Do you understand this, all of you? Sia, do you understand? Arav.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so who sees and hears? It's not the
I.
body. I see and hear. And who am I? I am spirit soul. Okay. Now, second aspect here. Can a dead body be revived by injecting chemicals? There are a lot of chemicals in the body which are interacting with each other, right? And science believes that although, now in scientific field also we see that scientists are now doing research on consciousness and soul. But earlier, when this research was not done, the theory that was popular believed that life comes from chemicals, because lot of chemical reactions, interactions are occurring in the body, due to which body is working, and when there is some problem with the chemical reactions, then body dies. But now the question is, body is available, the chemicals also are available, or that can be, one can manufacture in the lab. Now, can we inject those chemicals and make that body alive again? Can we do that? Sia, can we do that?
No.
We can't do, right? So what does that mean? That there was something in the body because of which body was alive. When that something leaves the body becomes dead. So what is that something? What is that entity which is in the body and makes it conscious and alive? And when it leaves the body becomes dead.
Soul.
That is soul. That is what our identity is. That's what we are. Now another aspect, see here, common sense. When someone dies, we say passed away. But the body is lying right in front of you. Then why we are saying that individual has passed away? If that individual was a body, then we wouldn't have said that he has passed away, right? The soul that was residing in the body has passed away, and that is why the body is dead. Clear? Next, intuitive knowledge we have covered. Okay. The fifth one, this is about rebirth. Earlier, people, Western countries, basically, they didn't believe in reincarnation. That means soul changing bodies. Okay, they never believed. But then I think, have you heard the name of Ian Stevenson? Ian Stevenson was a professor at Virginia University. He actually did the research. He traveled throughout the world researching on reincarnation or rebirths. And then he presented his research. Lot of books he has written. I will share the link of the books, okay? If you like, you can read. So after his research, actually, these Western people also started believing in reincarnation. So what is reincarnation? Reincarnation simply means soul changing bodies. So that means the body changes, but I, the soul, remain the same. Okay, and Bhagavad Gita, our Vedic books, they tell us that soul doesn't undergo any changes. Okay, it is the body that changes. So this reincarnation is in accordance with what is given in the Vedas. And every moment our body is changing, right? Every moment. If we see from very microscopic perspective, we say that every moment body is changing. But otherwise also you can just think that when you were baby, you had a different body. Now you are growing up, you have different body. When you grow further into youth, different body, right? Old age, different body. So body is changing, so that you can experience in this life itself. And similarly, when this body is no longer suitable for the soul to live, then soul leaves the body and accept another body. It is just like changing the clothes. According to Bhagavad Gita, which is the principal book of yoga, we'll talk about these things in our later classes, future classes. But Bhagavad Gita is the principal book of spiritual knowledge. And it says that the soul changing bodies is just like as we change our clothes. Okay? Then we have OBE, out of body experiences. And then NDE, near death experiences. And then past life memories. So these points are talking about the scientific research and outcome which establishes that reincarnation is a fact. It is not speculation or some myth. No, it is a fact. So this specific slide, everyone is clear with all these points? Let me know. Come on, let me know. Because then we'll talk about the knowledge. You'll understand. Arav clear? Sia? Nishi? Sadhya?
Yes, Mataji, we have cleared.
Okay, very nice. Okay, very good. Hare Krishna, Dhwani.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Dhwani beta, we spoke about who am I. Okay. So what
Okay.
I'm going to do is that today itself, I'm going to post this video on YouTube. Take time to listen to this first 20-30 minutes of the video. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
But I'm just summarizing here. Just understand that. Just look at these questions on the left side. Okay. Only focus on these questions as of now. And in brief, I will explain you. So this is about self-discovery to understand who we are. So the questions that we have to ask to ourselves is, am I this body? Am I this hand? Am I this face? Am I this mind? Am I this mind? We never say I body, I hand, I face, I mind. We say my body, my hand, my face, my mind. So that means I am different from this body, I'm different from this hand, I'm different from the face, and I'm different from the mind. So now, when I understand that I'm different from this body, then who am I? I'm spirit soul. Okay. So now, how we understood this image on the right hand side, we actually talked about each of these points here, so that you can listen to the video. Okay, recorded video later on. But as of now, do you understand, Dhwani, that I am separate from this body? I am spirit soul.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So now we have got two major entities here. Now, when we talk about what knowledge is, see, our topic for today is knowledge. Okay. So now we have got two different entities. One is the body and other is the soul. Now, based on these two major entities, we have two major divisions of knowledge. And that is what we are going to cover in the next slide. Okay. So that is why this was a kind of background, because if we would have directly jumped on to understanding knowledge, then there would have been a disconnect That is why we covered this specific part. Although we are going to pick all these points and have detailed discussions in later classes. Okay?
Okay, Mata.
Now, okay. Now see here. There are two types of broad categories of knowledge. Okay? One is the knowledge of matter and other is the knowledge of spirit. Now today, when we talked about a living body and a dead body, tell me what is common between a living body and a dead body? What is common thing? Only focus on the words living body, dead body. What is common? आरब केवल वर्ड्स पे जाइए. लिविंग बॉडी डेड बॉडी दोनों में कॉमन क्या है? व्हाट इज कॉमन?
Body.
बस बॉडी आ रहा है.
Body.
Yes. So what is common between living body and dead body? Body, because both have body. ठीक है? Clear? Now what is the difference between living body and dead body? Now again, go on these words. Talk living body, dead body. What is difference?
Can I tell Mataji?
Yes, Sadhya beta.
Body has the soul and the spirit.
No,
and
no, no. No. We are not talking about soul. I am telling you only focus on the words. Living body, dead body.
Living body lives and the dead body
Is dead.
is dead.
Okay, good. Good. This is what I want from you. Okay, now understand one thing. In simplest way, we can say that living body has life. Right? We can say living body has life. Right? Now, when we technically talk about what life is, then we come to the conclusion that living body has soul, which is giving life to that body, which is making that body active and conscious and aware. Clear? Okay? Dhwani, clear so far?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So now, when the soul leaves the body becomes dead, right? And you know what body is made up of? The body is made up of panch tattva. Matter. Body is made up of panch tattva. Okay, panch tattva. I am not sure whether I'll be able to write here. अच्छा यहाँ लिख सकते हैं. Okay. Just a minute. We say panch tattva. You can see. So panch means what? 5. Tattva means elements. Okay. Now this body is made up of 5 elements which Sadhya was talking about. Air, water. What else, Sadhya? Now you say.
Air, water, fire, land,
Earth. We say earth, not land. And then
and
sky.
sky.
Okay. पृथ्वी, इसको ऐसे ही लिखते हैं. Just a minute. पृथ्वी, अग्नि, जल, वायु, आकाश. We say in Sanskrit. Okay. Earth is prithvi. Fire is agni. Water is jal. Vayu is air. And akash is sky. Okay. And these elements are basically material elements or matter. Okay. So prithvi, agni, jal, vayu, akash are material elements or matter. Okay. So that means the first column, look at the first column. Material knowledge. One type of knowledge is known as material knowledge, which is the knowledge of matter. That means all the things which are around us, which are made up of these 5 basic elements. The knowledge of all those objects which are made up of these 5 elements is known as material knowledge. Okay? And then there is another category of knowledge which is spiritual knowledge. Simply knowledge of the spirit or knowledge of the soul. That is why, we did this exercise. That I am not this body, I am different from this body. So knowledge of body is material knowledge, and knowledge of life, knowledge of soul, the knowledge related to my real identity, that knowledge is the spiritual knowledge. Okay? So just look at the points here. Material knowledge informs us of how the dead matter for instance, the various organs of the body work. Essentially, if you see that this body is made up of matter, these 5 material elements. So ideally, this body is what? Body is kind of a machine which is made up of dead matter, right? It is the soul which gives life to the body. All those fields of knowledge which are related to understanding the body is material knowledge. Like how does the heart work? How does the kidney and liver function? Now this is related to the body, human body, or of course animal body also if you talk about heart, liver. So these questions are basically related to body. Now other material things, material objects which are around us, like how does the motor engine work? What is the utility of the clutch? What is the use of brakes? This is example from the car. Just think that, just like there's a driver inside the car and driver is making the car to move. Similarly, this body is like a car and soul is the driver within the body. So knowledge related to these 5 elements and all those objects which are made up of these 5 elements, it comes under the category of material knowledge. Okay. Now look at the spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge informs us of the objective of doing these activities, such as why have we got this body? What is the purpose? What is the motor car? Why is the motor car manufactured? What is the objective of manufacturing and driving a motor car? This is same. What is the objective of manufacturing and driving a motor car? So spiritual knowledge is telling you the objective, the purpose, right? So that means how our body function. This knowledge is related to the knowledge of matter because body is made up of matter. So this is material knowledge. Why we have been provided this body? What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of this body? So that purpose is the knowledge of the spirit or spiritual knowledge. Now next point, material knowledge mitigates. It actually reduces sufferings by providing facilities. It cannot give you happiness. It gives you pleasure, which is completely different from true happiness.
Mataji, but they're same.
They are not same. Okay. This is what our agenda will be next week. Okay. Pleasure versus true happiness. Or we can say pleasure versus bliss. Okay. Everybody is clear with the topic. We'll have a group discussion on this.
Happiness means being happy.
हैप्पीनेस क्या होता है और प्लेजर क्या होता है, इसके ऊपर हम बात करेंगे नेक्स्ट वीक. इंटरेस्टिंग टॉपिक फॉर यू ऑल.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So material knowledge will mitigate. That means material knowledge will reduce the suffering by providing us the facilities. Like for example, when it is very hot, we have air conditioner. Air conditioner is the outcome of what? It is the outcome of material knowledge. Because air conditioner is also made up of these 5 elements, right? So air conditioner is providing comfort to the body. But now just imagine you have exam. You are very tensed. Will air conditioner provide you happiness? Will it take away your tensions? Tell me. Tell me, if you are in stress, you have a lot of stress, you have exam, and you are sitting in an air-conditioned room. So will it take away your stress?
No, Mataji.
Right? So what does that imply? That these material facilities can only reduce your suffering, but they cannot give you true happiness. Dhwani, clear hai beta? Sadhya, clear hai? So we have to understand that whatever facilities and comforts we are getting through material knowledge will reduce suffering, but it cannot give you the bliss, the real happiness. They can only give you some pleasure. Now connect this with the body. So material knowledge is the knowledge of the body, right? So that means whatever we are trying to attain through this body in association with other material things around us, can only give you temporary pleasure, but it will not give you bliss. See, we are going to talk on these points later on also in more detail, but hope whatever I have spoken so far is clear. मैटर से रिलेटेड कोई भी चीज आपको टेम्पररी प्लेजर दे सकती है, बट इट विल नॉट गिव यू ट्रू हैप्पीनेस. Agreed? All of you, do you agree? Okay, good. Now look at the second point under the spiritual knowledge, okay? Spiritual knowledge tells us the objective of life. It teaches us how our body has been created and the goal of this creation. It is only spiritual knowledge that, due to being independent of external factors, is able to give complete happiness. So material knowledge is telling you how your body works, how different organs of the body, they interact together and maintain everything. But what is the purpose of the body, objective of life? Why we have been provided this body? The purpose of all this, the purpose of this world, this creation, this universe, this material knowledge cannot tell. This only spiritual knowledge can tell. And see the second statement, third statement here. It is only spiritual knowledge that, due to being independent of external factors, is able to give complete happiness. Now, how do you understand this? Let us take the example of air conditioner. Now, the comfort that you are getting through air conditioner, okay, that comfort will diminish, will reduce when you switch off the air conditioner, right? So that means the comfort that you are getting through air conditioner is dependent on that external factor, that air conditioner has to be switched on. If it is switched off, though you have got air conditioner in the room, it is installed in the room, but it is not switched on, then what will happen? You will not feel comfort. You will not feel, right? You will not feel comfort. Now, spiritual knowledge, the happiness that we attain through spiritual knowledge is not dependent on external factors. So that means the knowledge that is related to the soul will give you happiness, which will not be dependent on the material things or material environment around you. Now connect the spiritual knowledge with the soul. That means the happiness that we are attaining through the activities of the soul will give you true happiness, will not be dependent on external factors, will not be dependent on the external body, because that happiness you are experiencing at the soul level through inside. Do you understand the difference? All of you, thumbs up if you understand. Or if you want me to repeat, just let me know.
Mataji, can you just repeat the spiritual knowledge?
But spiritual knowledge is knowledge of the soul. So when we are taking the knowledge of the soul, and according to that, we are doing activities related to the soul, then the happiness that we will attain will actually be true happiness, and it will not be dependent on external factors. But when we are working at the body level, like we gave air conditioner example. So when we are at the body level, then we need external factors for experiencing pleasure. But when we are at soul level, we do not need external factors. Srila Prabhupada, whom we pray before we begin the classes, when he was writing the commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, that is the Vedic text, Srimad Bhagavatam, in peak summers in Delhi, in peak summers, without any air cooler or air conditioner, at 50 degrees temperature outside, he used to write commentaries. So
Mataji, no coolers,
no coolers, no air conditioner.
no
Because the happiness, the fan was there, But what will fan do at 50 degrees temperature? You also know.
Yes, ma'am. 50 degrees too much hot.
Too much. Yes. So that means Srila Prabhupada was not at the bodily level. His activities was at the higher level, that is soul level, and not dependent on the external factors. Okay? And you and me and all of us can experience that bliss. Gradually, as we move ahead, we'll talk about it more. Okay, but as of now, is it clear with everyone? Whatever we have spoken so far?
Yes, Mataji.
So material knowledge is telling you how the things work, and spiritual knowledge is telling you why part also. Why? Now look at this. Functioning of the car, material knowledge. Where the car has to go, the goal, spiritual knowledge. Understood? Another. Functioning of the body, material knowledge. Goal of life. Why the body has been provided to us. Spiritual knowledge. This is clear? This car analogy clear? This we'll take later on. We'll complete our discussion till this slide only today. Next time, next slide, the last slide we'll discuss, and we'll talk about pleasure and happiness. Okay? Now let me know if you have any questions.
Mataji, कार एनालॉजी बता सकते हैं?
शरीर कार है और सोल ड्राइवर है कार का. सोल बैठी है, शरीर को चला रही है. सिंपल, ऐसे ही जैसे ड्राइवर कार को चलाता है. अब कार कैसे काम करती है? मटेरियल नॉलेज. कार को कहाँ जाना है? स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज. बॉडी कैसे काम करती है? मटेरियल नॉलेज. बॉडी का पर्पस क्या है? स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज. क्लियर बेटा? आरव?
Ma'am, I have one doubt that if we have one more example of spiritual knowledge, so I can get more excitement of this.
Do you understand so far whatever we spoke?
Yes. But I did not understand about spiritual knowledge example.
Beta, spiritual knowledge example is, who am I? Why I have been provided with this body? What is the purpose of my life? What is this nature around me? What is my relationship with this nature? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? All these questions are answered through spiritual knowledge. And that is the knowledge about the soul, about the real I, who I am. Now is it clear, Ara? Good. Sia, everything clear? Anything you want to add or any questions? What about Dhwani? Beta, is it clear, everything?
Yes, Mataji.
Any questions?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to send this slide set in the group. Please go through. And if you would like to add what you have understood, you can write down in the WhatsApp group that through today's discussion, this is what I understand. Will you do that? Okay. So I'll share the slide set, the PDF. Just go through. And next time we'll talk about the last slide here, the personality part. Okay, that we'll talk. And then we'll talk about pleasure versus happiness. Pleasure को हिंदी में कहेंगे मजा या enjoyment. हम कहते हैं enjoy करो, तो enjoyment है वो. और happiness को हम क्या कहेंगे? एक मिनट. happiness को क्या कहेंगे?
खुशी.
happiness को कहेंगे आनंद. pleasure को कहेंगे मजा, enjoyment, and happiness is आनंद, bliss. तो ये differentiation हमें, इसको हम टॉपिक को लेंगे नेक्स्ट वीक. ऑलराइट?
Mataji, I had a doubt that we say that my hand, my life. Why don't we say I life, I hand, and what is I representing?
हाँ, तो यही तो हमने बात की थी ना स्टार्टिंग में.
I didn't understand.
इसी से तो पता होता है ना. मतलब I am different from this body, this hand, this everything. I am different. I'm not this body, I'm not this hand, I'm not this face, I'm not this body, basically. है ना? तभी तो फिर ढूंढते हैं ना हम. हमने ये जान लिया कि हम बॉडी नहीं है, आईज नहीं है, हैंड नहीं है, फेस नहीं है, फिर हम है क्या और हम कौन है, ये आपको स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज बताता है. अब मटेरियल नॉलेज में तो हम ये भी बोलते हैं भाई आई एम साध्या, ठीक है, आई एम so and so person's daughter, I am student of this school, right, I am friend of this person. अब ये तो कितने सारे आइडेंटिफिकेशन हो गए ना. When you are identifying yourself with the body, then you have number of identifications, right? But कुछ एक मेन आइडेंटिफिकेशन तो होगा ना सबका. There has to be one single identification which is not depending on the external factors. आप आज कह रहे हैं आई एम द स्टूडेंट ऑफ दिस स्कूल, बट जब आपने स्कूल पास आउट कर लिया देन यू विल से आई वाज स्टूडेंट ऑफ दिस स्कूल. So that I am the student of this school will no longer be applicable. It will become I was student of this school. So all these identification with respect to the body, they are all temporary. They are ever changing. They are not fixed. But there is a fixed identification of all of us. And that identification, who am I? That spiritual knowledge tells. Okay? So we close the session here. All right. I'll upload the recording, possibly today only. If you want to revise, you can go through the recording. And PPT I'll share. All right. Thank you. And Hare Krishna. Stay blessed.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.